What is up, everybody? It is Dakota Storms coming in with another live stream. I know I haven't streamed in a minute here, so I'm going to try to get one or two streams today. I've had a week of college already, and it's been phenomenal. But as the title suggests, I want to talk about a little bit of something that is called hypnosis, right? So I'll get into it in just a second. I'm taking a little sip of water or juice or whatever I got. Juice, it's juice. So and then I'm gonna kind of just delve into this subject a little bit. So I'll give a little bit of context, right? So one of the that happened recently is I'm in college, as I said, and they had a hypnotist come to my school, right? This was my first time ever seeing a hypnotist. I came in there. I almost went on to stage, but they filled up seats, so unfortunately I didn't go on. But here's I think so. So he's a hypnotist, right? And apparently, just about every single person on stage got hypnotized, right? So just about everybody. So apparently, this guy had a success rate of like 80%, probably 85, something like that. So the reason I consider that important is because I did research later, and it's about 75% of people are susceptible to hypnosis, while 10% are very susceptible, right? Um, and so here's kind of where I'm going with this. Here's where I'm kind of going with this. So I do believe that there is some fakers. So there's some fakers in the crowd for sure. I think there are some guys and women faking hypnosis. All right. I've seen them smiling. I've seen them pointing to their friends. You know, that's some bullshit. That's definitely not real hypnosis, right? But the question is hypnosis real, right? Is hypnosis actually real? And based on what I've seen, I believe it is. I believe it is. Now, there's some people. I think there's three types of people, right? Four. Well, we'll do four types. There's four types of people when it comes to hypnosis. You got person number one. We'll call him Amy, not him. I'll call her Amy. So Amy cannot get hypnotized, and she's just hella confused when other people are doing goofy shit on stage. So Amy can't get hypnotized, and she just doesn't know what the fuck people are doing up there. She doesn't really know if it's real, but she doesn't really believe it, right? So there's Amy. Then we got Bill. Bill is also not getting hypnotized, right? Bill is not getting hypnotized, but he fakes it the whole time. I don't know, for attention or just to get his buddies laughing, um, stuff like that. What's up, Kayla Tuttle? What's up, Slani Hassan and Panta Padma? And now we got. Well, I'll just go with Brad. Brad can be hypnotized, right? Brad can be hypnotized, and he gets hypnotized, but he's kind of in and out the whole time. Sometimes he's not really hypnotized. Sometimes he is, and he's kind of like, "What the fuck am I doing?" Um, and so he's hypnotized, but he's kind of like in and out of it. He needs extra attention from the hypnotizer, right? And then we got Lori. Now, Lori, not only does she get hypnotized, she gets super hypnotized. She's in a trance like the whole time. She's slumped over in the seat. She falls out of the seat. She is saying some gobbledygook. She's saying some gobbledygook. All right, and that's Lori. So those are the four types of people, in my opinion, of hypnosis. And I've seen multiple of them at my own school event, right? I had to put on the glasses because it's a bright day. So here's where I'm going with this. Now, do I believe hypnosis is real? Yes, I do. But do I believe everyone can be hypnotized? I don't. Now, I think it's some type of mindset or something like if you have a very strong, battle-tested mind, I don't think you can get hypnotized, right? But if you have a weakened, fragile mind or even just a regular mind, I think you can get hypnotized, absolutely. Now, personally, I don't think I could get hypnotized. Like, I was I was sitting in the crowd. I didn't get up to the stage, and I was just doing everything I could to get hypnotized. I was just relaxing, doing everything he was saying, and I got relaxed. I got pretty comfortable, but I didn't get hypnotized. I'm like, fuck, man, I want to get hypnotized. I think that'd be sick. but I didn't, right? So again, I think you can get hypnotized. There was a couple people in that crowd that were fucking hypnotized. Absolutely. One girl had a breakdown. It was nuts. One guy said one of the funniest shit I've ever seen with a straight face, and he did it multiple times. Now this guy might be the funniest dude ever, and he say this shit with a straight face. I don't know, but it was impressive. Some of these answers were unreal. And one, I think I seen a relationship end on stage because she said that her and her boyfriend were not that serious to the hypnotist who was saying that he was the most attractive individual that they had ever seen. So I think that points to they were hypnotized. Now I don't believe they were the whole time because eventually they're saying these like kind of like goofy answers, these mumbo jumbo type of shit, and they were laughing towards it. So some of these answers were too well thought out, and they laughed during it. So I don't think everybody was hypnotized. One dude was doing fucking backflips. All right. But is hypnosis real? Yes, I believe it is. Now, again, I don't think it works on everybody, and I think you have to be a damn good hypnotist to get it to work on people. You know what I mean? It's just it's so interesting to me. I find it very intriguing. I would love for myself to actually get hypnotized. I know my grandma and my grandpa have said that they have been hypnotized before, um, which shocking. You know, my grandpa seems like a very strong-minded person, so maybe I'm wrong about what makes someone susceptible to hypnosis. But I definitely believe if you have some like mental illnesses or something, that you can be a lot more susceptible to hypnosis. Because I think that one girl on the stage that had a breakdown, I think maybe she has a mental illness. But it was so weird. She had a breakdown. She was going like for a bit there, and then all of a sudden the hypnosis is just like he is talking to her, hypnotizing her or something, and then she's dancing the next second. And like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I believe that she was under some special type of hypnosis. She was a type of person too. It was really interesting. She slumped onto the floor. She fell onto the floor, and there's a couple people that were like that. I'd say five or six people I think were extra hypnotized, right? Five or six people were extra hypnotized. And it was interesting too, because three of those people, I think it was three of those people that were extra hypnotized were people that he had pulled from the crowd, right? So they weren't some of the initial people that got onto the stage, right? It was just people that came from the crowd that like fell into a trance in the crowd, which is nuts. I did try, guys. I tried to be sick to actually be hypnotized and see what it felt like, but unfortunately, I didn't get hypnotized. But I will say I would love to get hypnotized. If there's any good hypnotists out there, let me know. I'd love to do it. I'd love to do it with some friends. I know one of my buddies will absolutely. You could probably wave your hand 5 times and he will get hypnotized. But I personally, I don't know if I can. But I had my mind open the whole time. For those of you like, well, you didn't have your mind open to it. No, I had my mind open the whole time. I was like, I even put in my head that I'm gonna get hypnotized. I'm like, you are going to get hypnotized. And I was listening to everything he's saying, trying to feel the feelings he was giving us. But again, I was in the crowd, I was on the stage, so I didn't get that extra attention. So, um, but I don't know. My thing is, some of that shit he had them doing was too embarrassing for to do if they weren't hypnotized, right? Like some of that shit, I would never. And I think it's super corny to fake hypnosis and just say some stupid shit. If you're not actually hypnotized, right? It's just like it's the same type of thing. Like if it's like the same thing. Like let's say I'm at a party, right? And everyone's drinking, and you got Philip. You got Philip. Philip has not had a damn drink, but he's doing some of the craziest stuff, and he's just like, "Oh, I love you guys, I love you guys," and this motherfucker's been drinking water the whole time. It's like faking drunk is pretty cringe, and faking hypnosis is pretty cringe. So, what's up, Rich Harry? Going phenomenal. Just started school about a week ago, and working out has been good as always. Just picking up something, a little bit of something to have an extra good workout for today. So that's my plan. Yeah, but that's my little tangent about hypnosis. Once again, I think it's real. I think the majority of people can be hypnotized. I think, but I don't think it's going to be like the type of hypnosis that's the crazy one. Like there's like 4 or 5 people that actually had crazy reactions, right? They had crazy reactions. And some of these people doing the shit, I'm pretty sure are very introverted, right? So I don't think they're doing this shit, right? So they would not be doing, you know, like pretending they have a superpower or something. You know what I mean? So I think there's legitimate actual hypnosis, and I would love to try it, except not in front of so many people because they had some stupid shit they did. Like I'll just say this. I will say this. I don't want to fucking twerk in front of all of my college classmates, man. Like that sounds like a fucking humiliating, you know? Like that's embarrassing, you know? I mean, he even did worse than that. That's not even the worst that they did. There's one, some of the worst thing I think my eyes have ever seen. There's this one moment where they had to act like the opposite gender on a dating site, and the shit was atrocious. That was really gross. Um, it was really gross. It was so gross. Um, there was this one girl, one of the super hypnotized girls. She was like going like, oh my gosh, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It was, I wanted to hide. I felt like I was gonna catch cringe or something. I don't know. It was hard to watch. But yeah, guys, this has been my hypnosis rant. Um, just completely winged it. I'm like, you know what? I want to talk about hypnosis today. So thank you guys for tuning into Dakota Storm Stream. With that being said, guys, thank you for tuning into Dakota Storm Stream. I will see you guys on probably even a little bit later today as I do another stream. Just because I have a couple other things I want to talk about. I love college because the first week of college recap is pretty solid. I've had a good ass time. So thank you guys again. This has been Dakota Storms. I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day. Um, and once again, make sure to comment, subscribe if this is the type of content you love. With that being said, guys.